Hey everybody, this is SequelCentric. We take a look at follow-ups in the media and see how they stack up against their predecessor. I am Nate, and she is the Ellie to my Alan, the Claire to my Owen, Sandra.
Yo.
How you doing?
Healing, still, getting over COVID.
Okay. Is that where SequelCentric's been the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, gotta love the COVID.
Not when you get
Worst anniversary present ever.
Agreed.
Didn't get to do anything.
True. Well, I mean,
except lay in bed and be miserable.
True.
Not even our bed. Laying on the couch in the big electric chair.
Yeah.
But being miserable together.
It did give us to do,
At least we got to be miserable together.
Yeah, but I forced you to watch some 80s movies that you've never seen before.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem. You want to list off some of the movies that we watched together? Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
Mannequin.
No, I've seen that one before.
Oh, Mannequin 1 and 2?
Yeah, Mannequin. Yeah.
And some of the body switching movies like Vice Versa with Judge Reinhold and...
Yeah. And the other one.
Fred Savage and Like Father Like Son with Dudley Moore. Kirk Cameron, who was big at the time with...
Growing Pains.
And then Sean Astin.
He was a teen heartthrob.
Yep, yeah. Sean Astin. That Sean Astin from The Goonies, Encino Man, and Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings.
Samwise.
Yes. Samwise Ask Angie.
Yeah, and he played a fraud character, a fraud theoretical physicist on the last season of Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fun, yeah. What was his partner? Was that from...
He was in the Santa Claus series on Disney.
But he's also part of the Harold and Kumar.
Is he? I think that was it. You follow that more than I do.
Well, now that we're all caught up on where SequelCentric's been in the last, month, let's welcome.
Fidgeting.
I know. Let's welcome any newcomers who have found us, as well as our tried and true regulars. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, or the notification bell. Don't want to miss out on. Ow! What the hell, man?
Oops.
I don't want to miss out on any of this action. Or new videos like our 69th episode, Bill and Ted's most excellent episode.
Now if we get divorced, you have proof of adultery.
Yeah, exactly. It's all just got to print it on the YouTubes now.
Yeah, if I delete it.
or watch any of our past reviews like the ID4 sequel, Resurgence, which that one too has Mr. Jeff Goldblum in it.
Housekeeping.
Let's go on to some housekeeping.
If you're looking for some more SequelCentric content, head on over to patreon.com/SequelCentric. No? Okay.
Did you think I was going to hit you?
No, you're going to do your thing. That's why I went like that.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were flinching because you thought I was going to retaliate.
No.
Okay.
And for one banknote, you can access around 52 extra pieces of content right now, and with more to come, including blooper reels to various movie reviews and our first episode of Stump the Chump. And the second one is on its way. I've been working on it.
Someday over the rainbow.
Singing.
Speaking of Patreon, we here at SequelCentric would like to thank you, our super and outrageous patrons, for the little extra help each month. We'd like to thank Marty, Eduardo, Gabby, and Super Freak Jonathan.
Super Freak?
Well, like the song Super Freak, Super Freakin'.
Oh, singing.
Gotcha. As well as other patrons like Chris, Super Mac Daddy.
Hey, Super Dick.
Hey.
I get to say it.
That will help with the studio upgrades, as well as all the Dollar Tree props that aren't relevant here, but are in some of the other videos that you see from time to time.
What's up with Chris MacDaddy?
Oh, he's, radio silence. I mean, he's still giving us $1 a month, but I haven't heard from him. Hope everything's well. Chris, if you see this, let us know if everything's good.
Let us know in the comments. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, you won the SequelCentric shirt last year.
Did you ever get it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I don't remember.
Yeah, he grabbed his shirt and then he bounced from Toyota. Never to be seen again.
COVID wiped my memory.
You're up.
Oh, sorry. Can you tell we were out of practice?
Yeah, out of practice.
Anyone at the Super or Outrageous Tiers get to pick a sequel movie or a spin-off like Creed or Beauty Shop. Beauty Shop. Oh,
it's a
that's
spin-off
the one
from
with
Barbershop with Ice
Is that
Cube.
the one with Queen Latifah?
See.
Oh, okay. Ha, see, I knew. I could keep my nerd card.
For now.
Scorpion King or Puss in Boots for us to review. Try us at those, or, another movie of your picking. Try us at those levels today.
Sandra.
Nathan.
Now that you've loosened my feelings.
I didn't hit you that hard.
Got evidence. What movie is on the docket today?
Today's blockbuster. Not that one.
At least it was my good elbow.
That's what you get for messing with me. Blockbuster movie is Jurassic World Dominion, the 6th film in the Jurassic saga, as it was selected by me because it showed up on Amazon Prime, and I got sick of waiting for Nate to watch it with me, so I watched it first, and then I made him watch it.
Dragged me back in like Al Pacino and Godfather 3.
Yep. So, what's your history with the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World franchises? Are they franchises, or are they the same franchise?
The way I view it is
because Steven Spielberg's involved with all of them.
This is true. I think he directed the first 2. He's had at least an executive credit, producer.
He's had his hand in there.
Yeah. I view Jurassic Park and Jurassic World so like you got Star Wars, you got OG, you got the prequels, and you got your sequels. So you got the Jurassic Park trilogy.
Oh God.
You got the Jurassic World trilogy.
Does that mean they're going to do prequels? What led up to Jurassic Park?
No, I think if they're going to do anything, which I've read on the internet that they want to do something, it's moving forward. I don't think they're going. I mean, where are you going to go back?
I don't know.
I mean, well, you read the books.
Yeah, I have.
Some parts of Lost World was
the first 2.
But
I didn't think there was there a third one?
No.
Yeah, I read both of them.
That's why most people don't like the third Jurassic Park movie, because it was so short, and most people think it's garbage. I like because Sam Neill's back, and then you had the pterodactyl scene, which.
But we're not talking about that movie today.
But wasn't the pterodactyl scene in the first Jurassic Park movie?
No, that was the third one.
No, in the book.
Oh.
It's been so long ago. Okay.
Jeez Louise.
Well, going with my history.
That's over 10 years ago.
Goes back to the beginning, like Star Wars.
20 years.
Starting 1993, which blows my mind that it's been so long. You and I, for the most part, have seen most of them in the theaters. And I think, this is where this franchise really shines. You want to see it on the big screen with all those giant dinosaurs, whether they're the Compies, the Raptors, the T-Rexes.
The rats of the dinosaur world.
So that's where you get the full effect. Plus, we've also watched on Netflix, Camp Cretaceous, most of it. I think we haven't seen the last season.
I like that.
Yeah. And which takes place between Jurassic World 1 and 2.
I keep forgetting to redo our Netflix subscription because I know there's a new season out.
Yeah,
might be
final
2.
season.
Yeah.
So, what's your history with the...
and The Witcher.
The Jurassic franchise?
I could say ditto.
You could.
You've already said everything. And yeah, I mean, I saw the first one in the theaters. I don't know if I saw it with you, but I saw, yeah, I did, because you scared the crap out of me with the raptor scene on the door. Because that part still gets me every damn time.
Well, especially in the first Jurassic Park movie where the kids are hiding out and you see the nostril going up against the glass and the kids.
And then he snorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets me every damn time. So yeah. I guess my answer is ditto.
Excellent.
And that magically appeared.
How did that happen?
Wow.
You want to...
Movie magic.
And let's talking about movie magic, let's talk about some movie facts. Jurassic World Dominion. Or did you want to?
Apparently not.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Jurassic World Dominion released on June 10th, 2022.
I'm just here for the humor.
That's right. And punching me on. Rated PG-13.
I'll do it again.
I know you will. Because the Binky's not around. Rated PG-13 with a running time of 146 minutes. Directed by Colin Trevorrow. Screenplay by Emily Carmichael and Colin Trevorrow. Story by Derek Connolly and Colin Trevorrow.
Wow.
Music by the GOAT himself, Michael Giacchino.
He had a lot of fingers in there.
Yep. Distributed by Universal Pictures. Budget of somewhere between $165 and $185 million. And box office of $1 billion, which is great considering most of the critics didn't like this movie. Give us the summary of the movie.
So Dominion takes place 4 years after Fallen Kingdom, with dinosaurs now living alongside humans around the world. The movie follows Owen and Claire on a rescue mission to save Maisie, and which we learned about her in the Fallen Kingdom, and Beta, which is Blue's offspring. Mm-hmm. While Dr. Grant and Dr. Sattler team up with Dr. Malcolm to expose a conspiracy by the genomics corporation Biosyn, the one-time rival of iGen. And side note, this might be, I might be jumping ahead, but I'm not sure. I don't know if that was the same actor that played Dotson in Jurassic Park.
Looked like him, just way older.
Okay.
It looked like it to me.
I wasn't sure, because I forgot to look that part up. I didn't do my homework. Thoughts and impressions, Nate?
Well, like I said earlier, the Jurassic franchise, plus other ones like Pacific Rim, Godzilla, King Kong, they really should be seen, in the theater, because you got these huge, enormous creatures that just steal the scene. Once again, even if it's like blue or whatever, it's
to get the magnificence of it.
Exactly. But like most movies, franchises, they have multitude of sequels. Some of the sequels radiate brighter than others.
What else do you think about it?
This film ties all 6 movies together and follows the Jurassic formula for the most part. Bad guy wants dino DNA for profit. Someone is in trouble. Mean person jumps in to rescue the day. Plus, lots of dinosaur action.
Do I have to cuff you?
Just punch me some more. I think Colin Trevorrow did
punch you in the arm? Give you a dead arm?
Sure. Well, at least this is my good arm.
Oh yeah, don't hit
my
your
bad elbow on this side. I think Colin Trevorrow did a better job concluding what Steven Spielberg started than J.J. Abrams did with Star Wars Episode 9. Makes me wonder, what the 9th Star Wars film could have been if Trevorrow didn't get kicked off due to creative differences. What are your thoughts and impressions of this movie?
Well, I kind of have mixed feelings because to me it almost felt like they tried to do too much in one movie, kind of like Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire, where they're trying to tell too many stories and problem.
Yeah.
Because you've got the story with Claire and Owen and Maisie.
Yeah. And
you've got what's going on with Biosyn and what they're doing. And then then there's then we have to bring in Dr. Sattler and Dr. Grant and Ian Malcolm.
Yeah.
So
A lot of moving pieces.
and I mean they executed it pretty good, but I mean for me it was just a little almost like a little bit all over the place, and you end up learning that they're no better. Biosyn's no better than InGen with although and then there's Doctor is it Dr. Wong? No, it's played by BD Wong.
Yeah.
His character.
Dr. Wu.
Dr. Wu. Wu Wong. And the W.
Yeah.
He's kind of I don't know, come full circle, and he's realized his mistakes, so he's want to fixes it. He wants to fix the mistakes he's made.
Yeah.
So
his character kind of reminds me a little bit of Darth Vader. Was doing some bad stuff,
shady stuff,
and then wants redemption.
Yeah. So, I mean, I enjoy I enjoyed watching the dinosaur, and then we have to throw, because it's the dinosaur movie, we have to throw in the dinosaur scenes, and I don't think we got to see as many. As there wasn't as much action with the ones that they did have. Yes, they were very suspenseful, like the one on the ice. Like, oh great, now they can swim. Swim, fly. Some of them are looking more and more like birds. So I don't know if they were running away with that idea about what Dr. Grant said in the first movie, how they turned into birds.
Ate for turkey.
And they I don't know. There's for me there was a lot going on.
Oh,
and then we're gonna throw in some dino scenes. So I don't think in my opinion, there wasn't enough dinosaur.
Well, we'll save some of that for the pros and the cons section.
Okay.
You want to head on over to the pros and cons section?
Well, yeah, since we're already brought it up.
Okay. Pros and cons.
So, Nate, let's go through our pros and cons. What you laughing at me for?
Sounded a bit robotic. Nathan, what should we do? Talk about pros and cons.
No, I didn't. You're a robot.
Okay. Well, you want to kick it off, or you want me to kick it off?
I'm gonna kick you.
Oh, well, you already punched me, so like you said earlier, bringing back Sailor Grant, Malcolm, plus teaming up with Owen and Claire from Jurassic World. That was so great. I was looking for something like that in the sequel trilogy, but they kind of had one of the OG characters with the new characters in each of the movies. So I mean, I liked it, but I liked how they all, for the most part, you had to cut it down a bit. Two different stories, and then finally they came together towards the end, So it was nice to see Jurassic Park main guys and Jurassic World main guys share screen time together, which is a fun fact that Malcolm and Neil, the last time they were on the same screen together was Jurassic Park, even though Malcolm was in Lost World and Grant was in Jurassic Park 3, so that's like 20 plus years.
It seems like they always tried to keep the first movie connected. Yeah.
And I think they did a really good job.
Or characters connected. Yeah.
You got a pro?
Yeah, Dotson. We hadn't seen him since the very first movie, and he was the spy or whatever that met with Newman. It wasn't his name.
Wayne Knight?
Yeah, Wayne Knight's character in Costa Rica, and showed him how to smuggle the embryos off the island with the Barbasol can, that made a cameo appearance. The Barbasol can was back for a moment, and I think that's it was when I heard the name, because they said one of the other scientists said it, Dotson, and I was like, wait a second. Wait a minute.
The Dotson that no one gives two shirts about? Dodson, Dodson, we got Dodson here. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Not until the 6th movie.
Yeah. So yeah, that was another one. You know that we had another character. We had a minor character at that.
Yeah, super
from the
minor.
first movie.
Yeah, he had maybe 5 minutes of screen time
on the first one. Yeah.
And then nothing
in the next.
Nothing for 4 movies, and here he is. He's almost like a bookend,
Right.
An
NPC.
Yeah. As a bonus for SequelCentric, when the movie does a quick recap of what's going on, you don't really have to watch the other 2 movies,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a benefit,
mm-hmm.
but it kind of catches you up. So, another pro for you?
Ellie and Alan reconnecting.
Yeah. I mean, there was always... It was there. There was always something there you could tell in the first movie and the third movie,
Right. But I think what split them apart was that she wanted children and he didn't.
Yeah. And, but then, spoiler alert, her kids it was in the third movie, was in college, and then she divorced her husband. But, you could always, you knew there was something going on, especially when Malcolm was trying to get in on some of that action. We start asking Grant about the relationship, and he's all like, when you get to the middle of the movie in Italy with the black market dinosaurs, so you saw, a nice variety of dinosaurs, except for the one with the horns.
Yeah, he was in Camp Cretaceous. Yeah.
So it was nice to see, that species of dinosaur and on the big screen, and a whole bunch of other ones that were amazing. Plus the laser pointer thing that was in Fallen Kingdom you saw it in action.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
The laser target thing.
Yeah.
So I mean that was a wild chase scene.
It was with one of their genetically modified raptors.
Yeah.
I forgot what the name was, but yeah. So.
Any other pros?
No, no. I mean, if we sat here for a few hours, maybe. But
well, I mean, my last one is that even though Maisie is not
a clone,
genetically engineered. I mean, Claire and Owen did not have her the regular way. They adopted her, but it is clear in this movie that they view her as their daughter,
as their own.
Because once they found out she gets kidnapped, spoiler alert, they go to great lengths to
save her.
Yeah, to track her down and everything.
So we got some catch-22s in this one.
Yeah.
Big dino fight at the end.
Yeah, it's typical in every Jurassic Park movie,
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but 6th time out.
I know.
Or whatever. It's just like
And it usually involves the T-Rex.
I mean, it's the standard. It's the standard formula, The other one is all the callbacks, all the references, and all the Easter eggs in this movie. It's just like, there's like
a little overwhelming.
It was, it's just me. That's me. It's like, I like it, don't like it.
Yeah.
What about you? You liked all those callbacks, references, Easter eggs?
The subtle ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there were some subtle, if you hadn't seen the first movie, you probably wouldn't have picked up on it. And sometimes, it was in the background.
Yeah.
And, the Barbasol can, they kind of zero in on it.
Well, not as bad as the blue milk in Rogue
One.
This
is true.
If you want more thoughts about Star Wars Rogue One, head on over to the video right there and check it out.
Yeah.
You had touched on it in your thoughts and impressions.
Minty white chocolate.
The multitude of plots weigh this movie down. Especially certain parts of the flick felt like a Mission Impossible or a James Bond movie. And it was specifically in the black market dinosaur scene and then the chase thing. That whole thing just took me out.
Yeah.
I will kind of give a pro that Trevorrow kind of broke somewhat away from the normal Jurassic Park formula and did do something. I'll give him credit for that, but it just it took me out, you know.
Yeah, there was a lot that, well, not a lot. There were some things in there for me that was just like, really?
Well, usually if there's
And I'm trying to remember what it was, and I can't think of it.
well, usually if there's a chase scene with a dinosaur and a human, the humans don't get that far. You know, Claire's jumping out windows across rooftops, you know, because she had the laser thing on her,
Yeah.
and that raptor like.
Which reminded me of the scene in Lost World when um, Sarah,
Yeah.
the one that went down there to study them,
Yeah.
she's jumping across roofs and you know, through the whole maze thing with the raptors after her.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I think that was it. There was a lot of the some of like the action scenes where it was like not reliving, but it was like almost seemed like a clone, for lack of a better term, of one of the other movies.
Well, with Owen on a motorcycle trying to get to
Yeah, that's like
that felt like so many Mission Impossible, James Bond, a lot of action flicks where you're in a car. I mean, even it, you know.
well, that one reminded me of the Lost World when they're on the game trail and you know the dude on the motorcycle goes through the dinosaurs. Yeah. That's what that made me think of. Because you know they're on a dinosaur trail, although they're trying to rescue them to get them to this safe haven, they're not trying to.
Yeah, but they're on an island where it's like, you know, it's a jungle-esque place. This is the other jungle. It's a concrete jungle. And
right.
That's one of I enjoyed it quite a bit, but that was the thing that like took me out of the movie because it felt so James Bond.
Gotcha.
Ethan from Mission Impossible because he was on a motorcycle, you know.
Yeah.
So that was
some parts of it felt like Indiana Jones. Some parts of there was just so many different things. Yeah, that kind of it pulls you out of it.
Well, the thing is because we've been watching movies for a really long time, we can see something, go, hey, that reminds me of this movie, or hey, that reminds me of that movie. Like I just made a comment, the arc of Dr. Wu, because he wanted some sort of redemption. I mean, it's like with Vader in Episode 6. You know, he saved his son, he redeemed himself, even though he done all that horrible stuff, you know.
Right.
So that's just, I mean, a 12-year-old or a 22-year-old might not see it like the way we do because they might not have as many movies under their belt, you know.
Right.
It's like I'm sure with Big Mama Blake, if she watches like a modern day, you know, Western like maybe Quick of the Dead with Sharon Stone and Gene Hackman and Russell Crowe, that might remind her of a John Wayne movie or whatever, you know.
Yeah. All right. So even though we have a lot of gripes,
like the movie,
we still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, we did enjoy the movie because dinosaurs.
Yeah. Talking about dinosaurs, the other con that I have is the lack of blue.
Yeah.
Blue was so prominent in the first two ones. This one.
Yeah.
You know,
she's there, and
the beginning and the end,
and they still, Blue and Owen still have this,
somewhat connection.
Like the respect for each other, and she doesn't immediately want to rip you to shreds and eat you, and that's her instinct.
Yeah.
But when they share a couple of looks or glances that shows that that they understand each other. I am a dinosaur and I can eat you, but I won't because you're gonna save my baby.
Well, yeah, I mean he did from Jurassic World 1, with the footage. It was in Lost Fallen Kingdom. I think Maisie was watching the footage of Owen training Blue and the other raptors from hatchlings, you know, and the little clicker thing and stuff like that, you know. So they, you know, she knows him, and you know, she knows the command. So like, I'm guessing, I don't know exactly, but maybe like an attack dog. It's like, you know,
right.
But yeah, but Owen knows that the switch can be flipped. I mean, you've heard people have tigers or some other wild animal pet that from babies or whatever, and then some sort of one day the switch gets flipped and their natural wild instincts come in, and
right.
I can't believe it shredded my face off. It's a wild animal, you know.
Another pro that I thought of
was
Dr. Malcolm and his satire, his comments. Some of his comments, just, you know, he's still, you know, Dr. Malcolm.
Yeah.
And and once again, you know, he's trying to tell everybody, don't do this, don't mess around with it. And in the end, he's right.
Oh yeah, I mean, since the very first Jurassic Park 1 movie,
right?
And when he was having that conversation with Hammond,
yeah,
you know, you were so quick to do it, you didn't think about
you were so quick to think about whether you could, didn't think about if you should.
Exactly.
And you know, the whole playing God thing, where you know, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I mean, that still, and it rings true with the real world, not just in movies. And so, you know, I'm glad that they had him in this one, because I do like his.
Well, he did have
comical satire.
Yeah. I mean, he had that brief cameo in Fallen Kingdom with, you know, he's talking. I don't know if it was the U.S. Senate or the World Trade.
Somebody. It was a seminar. Or something.
Or the League of Nations, not the League of Nations. What is it called?
I forget, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So he was talking to a whole bunch of people saying, "Hey, you know, let the volcano's been extinct. It's gonna blow. Just it's their time again. But you know, it's like anything. It's like, well, we got to save them. You know." I mean, Claire's arc from the first one to the third one is so interesting, you know, and I think if the world would be in a different place if, you know, they let the volcano explode, and then all the animals
kill off the animal. Yeah.
I mean, obviously some animals are going to get off the island, like the pterodactyls and those other small looking ones.
Yeah. Well, because that's Dr. Malcolm's theory, is, you know, that's natural selection. Like he said in the first movie, it's natural selection. Yeah. Dinosaurs were on the earth, and nature selected them to be extinct.
Well, I'm sure everybody would be okay with the herbivores. It's, you know,
it's the meat eaters,
the carnivores and the apex.
Yeah, the vegisauruses are okay.
Apex predators.
Yeah, vegisauruses are okay, not metasauruses.
Exactly. Fun facts. You want to read some fun facts?
Sure, let's have fun facts.
You want to read some?
Yeah, Jurassic World Dominion was released nearly 29 years after Jurassic Park in 1993, 25 years after The Lost World of Jurassic Park, 1997.
I think it should be Jurassic Park Lost World. I don't know why they flipped it.
Yeah, I don't either. That's things weird, wonky. Yeah. And nearly 21 years after Jurassic Park 3, which was in 2001. And nearly 7 years after Jurassic World from 2015.
Mind blown.
Okay.
Feelings loosened.
I loosened them.
And like I said earlier, Jeff Goldblum and Sam Neill.
Hungry?
Yeah, Sam Neill hadn't been on the screen since the first Jurassic Park movie in 1993. That was another moment. Because once again, you saw Malcolm in Lost World, you saw Grant in.
Yeah, you saw one, and then you saw another, and you even saw Ellie in the third one briefly.
Yeah. Got a favorite scene?
My favorite scene. Let me think. You go first.
One of my favorite scenes. Owen and Kayla, the pilot. After they ejected Claire and they went down in it was like a different part of the island. So like the weird biodomes in Cretaceous Park, Camp Cretaceous, on that other island when they had the different biodomes and stuff on the island. Plane went down. They were walking carefully on some ice, and then a feathered bird. It almost looked like a feathered raptor almost.
Yeah.
Catches wind of that, checks them
Once
out.
again, tying it into Dr. Grant's theory.
They go from like being careful to like almost running, and then it goes underneath the water. It's like, what the hell?
It's like, oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So
game on.
I guess mine is kind of connected to, well, one of my favorite scenes is kind of connected to yours because, as the plane's going down, spoilers, they only have one parachute, and so the Claire gets ejected, and that's another one of my cons, or not cons, but that was another scene where they reminded me of one of the other movies, because she parachutes into the island, or wherever, the sanctuary, which reminded me of the third movie when they parachuted onto the island because their boat was attacked. So she parachutes to the island, and this was probably one of the most suspenseful for me, is when she cuts herself out of the chair. And there's a dinosaur that comes along, and it was not Giganotosaurus. It was another one. I call him Nails because he's got these claws that are like,
he reminded me of, he was like Freddy Krueger of the dinosaur.
Yeah, because he had these friggin' talons.
Edward Dino Scissorhands.
Yeah, Dino Scissorhands. There you go. Holy smolies. He comes along because, they had baited the jungle right there with a antelope. I think it was an antelope.
Antelope deer or something.
And, the dinosaur comes along and, it sees the antelope and it's kind of sniffing, and then it freaking just bitch slaps it. And, she cuts herself out of the ejection chair.
Yeah.
And she's crawling through the jungle, and then finally it spots her. And I'm just like, oh, geez, why don't you just don't move?
Yeah.
Why do they... I mean, I know you want to get away. It's your flight or fight response.
Yeah.
And so she's crawling, through the jungle and into the water, and this thing is just following her, and you think she's going to get eaten. And, and then she ducks her head under the water. And
well, she's slowly crawling,
Yeah.
And then she like goes into some water, and then with all, you see weird green stuff
like moss. Swamp moss, swamp. I don't know how you. Anyways, and she just ducks her head under the water and holds her breath, and he kind of gets his nose like right up there at the water, and he's sniffing. I'm like, oh god, he's gonna eat her. He's gonna eat her. So that was probably one of my favorite as far as suspense.
One of my other favorite scenes, I liked it a lot, but it was the thing that took me out of the movie, was the chase scene with Claire running away from, I forgot the name of the dinosaur. I think it predates the raptors, I think.
It was one of the ones that they genetically modified.
And the other one or two, I think there was three, chasing, Owen on the bike.
Yeah.
I mean, that's any chase scene, like that's one of the things I liked about the Bourne movies and stuff. Like, you got a chase scene with a small car going through a city, whatever. And even was it My Bodyguard with Ryan? Is it My Bodyguard? No. What is it? The one with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson.
What's up, fidgety?
So.
He's getting really fidgety.
Got a favorite line?
I promise.
You can you can take that one if you want.
Yeah, well, and that's what I was saying. He had so many. You made a promise to a dinosaur.
Yeah. Yeah,
What's that on your back?
when the whole group is together, the Jurassic Park team and Jurassic World come together towards the end of the movie, and then they're just talking, and Owen tells kind of like the group like, "Hey, promised Blue, I'd save her kid and whatever," and Malcolm's all like trying to process. Wait a minute,
he's like trying to wrap his head.
You
around
made a
that.
promise to a dinosaur, It's like, but Malcolm doesn't know the relationship between Owen and Blue. So
you train dinosaurs? Yeah. He's like a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say he has some of my favorite lines.
Yeah. Sandi.
Nathan.
Does Jurassic World Dominion, aka Jurassic Park Part 6, aka whatever else you want to call it, does it sequel for you?
Yes, it does. Even though I had a lot of gripes and complaints, I did enjoy it, and yes, I mean it does continue the story of what's happened. What's evolved since.
Evolution.
Pun intended. How the movie has evolved since the very first Jurassic Park movie and where they are now. As far as, they're still bioengineering, these creatures and crossbreeding and coming up with new breeds.
Yeah.
And, they're... So, yeah, it does for me.
And just realized if Jurassic Park 1 came out in 1993, this is 2023, so it's celebrating its 30th anniversary. So the fun facts were, all the dates were off by one. Obviously, we love Jurassic Park because we got these two on Laserdisc before, Laserdisc predates the DVD. Sound quality and, since Sandi and I are movie buffs, we didn't want to wear out the tape, so got that, and then when I got you the Jurassic Park trilogy box.
Yeah.
It sequels half of the time, Again, certain parts felt like a spy film, took me out of the movie, but the other parts were, typical Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah.
Overall, I like the way Trevorrow concluded the series.
Yeah.
I think he did a very good job once again. What could he have done with Star Wars Episode 9 if he was allowed to do it,
What's the verdict?
Buy it, watch it, ditch it, or the infamous burn it.
Not a burn it.
Not a burn it.
Not a ditch it.
Not a ditch it. That leaves buy it, watch it.
I'd say watch it.
Watch it.
No, I changed mine.
Burn it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Ditch it. Okay.
Slightly smolder it. No.
Slightly smoldered. It's once again you make a new rating between ditch it.
No.
And burn it.
I would say if you're a fan of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, I would buy it just to have it in my collection.
Yeah. I would say watch it if you love the series. Ditch it if you've been unhappy with the last couple.
Okay. So we can agree to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do we have on the calendar for next, Sandi?
We have a John Wick Chapter 3.
You hear that, Will? Finally getting to John Wick.
Maybe.
Eventually.
By star patron Jonathan.
Yes.
We have also got Bill and Ted.
Yep.
Coming up. Bill and Ted's Face the Music. We have Stump the Chump Episode 2 coming for you Patreons.
Coming down the pipeline.
and a whole bunch more as we try to get back into the groove of things.
Oh yeah, we're officially in April, which means next month is May. So 2 things usually happens in May. We usually do a Star Wars review, May the 4th. And 2,
Yay!
it's your anniversary. It will be your 2nd year anniversary.
I've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah, sequel.
Jeez, I have no freaking life.
Maybe we'll have cake like last year.
I have no life.
If you want to see the anniversary of last year and how we celebrated, head on over. Tidbit anniversary. We had cake and bubbly.
The neighbor dogs are driving me nuts.
Okay, and until next time, you got to ask yourself this one question.
Why are you shouting?
Because. And until next time, ask yourself this one question.
Why are you a Nancy?
I don't know. I'm a eunuch. He's a eunuch. He's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, gotta do Mel Brooks.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Mel Brooks is our favorite quotes from Mel Brooks movies.
Sorry about that, patrons. We're I know we're lacking behind on that stuff. Hang in there with us. So okay, it's like Lord of the Rings. This is the 4th ending. We're really gonna end it. And then until next time, ask yourself this one question:
does it sequel?
Ah.